Viewer Q&A. John H. says to all of us, does the NFL need to spend more time in the offseason with the refs and players to help identify legal and illegal hits? I believe he's talking about John Scuta's. Isn't that his name, Scuda?
It's Dan Scuda.
Dan Scuda, excuse me.
Yeah,
his hit on Cam Newton, which was total bullshit.
It was bullshit. He was turning into him. But,
totally.
Yes and no. I mean, what's Scuda supposed to do there? He shouldn't get fined. If he gets fined, then it's outrageous.
It's nothing on him. It's not on him.
It's the way. The ref should be fined for that.
Yes,
well,
I agree.
Except that the ref has an angle. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. The refs are going to make some mistakes, and if they're over enforcing this law, then that's what's going to happen. These are the results of that. If Scuda gets fined, that would be outrageous. But I'm assuming he's not going to.
No.
It was incidental contact, and the ref saw it in a different way.
There's no way to react quick enough to be like, oh,
it was a,
no. But what I mean is that the helmet-to-helmet part was incidental.
Right. It was the way.
It wasn't there. It was brush.
Look,
it was nothing.
The way he tackled Cam Newton is literally how they taught us to tackle when I played football. Okay.
Yeah.
You put your shoulder down and you drive through your shoulder.
Right,
if that's then we're not playing football.
But where Michael's right, what's understandable about that is the way Newton's head moved, and that they're seeing this live incredibly quickly.
But you can't react quick enough as a defender.
No, Rick,
you're right, Rick.
I got it. You're right. He didn't do anything wrong. Everybody agrees he did anything wrong. Newton's head moved in a way that triggered I think he just got hit helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
He didn't.
And they're two helmets very close.
Those helmets are really close together.
And by the way, that's why Cam Newton flopped at the end of the game. He's like, they're giving me a call every time I get tackled. Oh my God! I can't believe Ahmed Brooks. Oh, right.
Yeah.
But they do. I mean, I don't have any doubt for half a second that those meetings don't happen. They should happen, and they do happen.
And they should have full-time referees.
And they should have full-time referees, and they should continue to talk about it and try to explain it. And if there's a way to do it better, to have one guy whose only job is to look for hits on the quarterback, maybe that is a job that exists.
And you're trying to get people employed, huh? You want one guy to be the clock manager and one guy to...
I do.
All right.
Well, every team should have a clock manager.
And I want every team to cut their fucking punter. Those jobs. So that's where that's where the money's going to come from. Money saved on the punter.
So there you go, John.
Well, Andy Lee should be cut just for the pass that he threw at the end of the game.
Completely agree.
But he got a lot of grief for it in the draft.
Yes, he did. He did. Very quickly, Blake Opperman says, will Phillip Rivers ever make it to a Super Bowl with the Chargers? I'm directing this at Jake.
Look, there's a million factors in who makes it to the Super Bowl. Is he capable of it? Absolutely.
And he may have been a running back away this time.
Yeah, and I'll give you a good bet for next year. Chargers over.
Right,
okay?
they're
going to have a mediocre over because they're in a tough division with Kansas City and Denver, etc.
Yeah.
Over. Phillip Rivers is a really good quarterback. He can certainly go to the Super Bowl on the right team.
You agree as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he almost went to the Super Bowl yesterday. So.
Right, and like emerging, Keenan Allen's good, and everybody, as we've said all year, a full season removed from any semblance of Norv Turner. Yeah, that team 11-5 next year wouldn't. I mean, it's hard to tell in the NFL, but with the right kind of non-injuries, definitely.
Lastly, or actually, we have two more. David Schneider. I'm going to send this to you, Michael. Why were the refs on the 49ers side for the first half of the game against the Panthers?
Yeah, I totally noticed that kind of question.
I don't think that they were. I think the one call that may have been ticky-tack is when they gave a headbutting to. I guess that was the one that may have been Florence, or I don't know.
Right, and then not to Bolden,
not to Anquan Bolden later.
Mm-hmm. But Bolden's was more of a get in your grill, like again.
Yeah, I thought they were. I didn't think they should, honestly. Either should have been called.
Bolden didn't move the guy's head back, and that matters. And I'll tell you one reason why he might have perceived that is that again, we talked about it right at the beginning. The Panthers were so fired up, so amped that on the first series, the referees are coming in and scolding some of them.
Yeah.
So then you're looking for it. They're like, these guys are freaking out of control, and then when you make a mistake that might otherwise be overlooked, it isn't.
Very quickly, this is the last one, then we got to go. Aiden Breen says, in the most jank way of saying this, what was Colston thinking?
No, we don't know what Colston was thinking. Sean Payton won't discuss the play.
Yeah.
So it's a little unclear whether Colston did it on his own, or if it's a play that's supposed to happen, like maybe it was a play, but it's supposed to happen when there's 1 second left.
I presumed that it was a play, but what I've heard from you, I didn't see any of the post game. I didn't hear. I would have heard Peyton saying, that was a play that we had.
Right. It seems like
in
he would've-
defending Colson, he would have said it if it was.
And
a
what he
play.
said was next question. So I think that if maybe it was a play, but again, but it's not supposed to be a play if you have a chance to step out of bounds and there's still 7 seconds left.
Again, if he actually executed it correctly and he threw it backwards, and then that player only has one player to beat, it's not such a bad play.
Right.
But he just executed it poorly and made the wrong decision given the amount of time left.
Yeah.
But Aiden's right. He should have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, right.
And then finally, I'd like to.
Geez, here we go.
Okay. I'll see you guys next week.